Now that is a very good question. Hey, it looks like Brian is ready. He's got his cam on. So if we can jump straight over to Brian, if you've got a presentation, we've been very much looking forward to the Pi X and your advanced.
Yeah, I didn't really build a presentation for this because it's so new. I finally got it running. It's not complete, obviously, but unfortunately, I do have to cover up some of the internal components until we decide that a group of us decide that we're going to present the internals to the world. So right for now, it's sitting on a workbench. I do have a crank on it, so I can crank it manually. The crank comes off for safety purposes, obviously. I do have a speed controller, and right now this is a 24-volt motor, and it runs at 300 RPMs at 24 volts. Unfortunately, that's nowhere near as much as I would like it to do. But for now, this is what we're experimenting with, and then we can replace the motor with something a little better later. So as you can see, it's kind of loud. Like I don't have it set up quite the way I want it to present weight loss, but the scales always go in the negative direction. I did get a solid half-pound lift out of it at one point, and it was very stable. Since then, I've had to make some adjustments because some internal components were bending and breaking. Right now, like I said, it's just not running fast enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use these loops here, and we're going to put up a balance beam, and that way there won't be any question. No mechanical spring scales, no electronic scales, no interference in any way, shape, or form. I think that'll be the best way that we can prove one way or the other that this is doing what it's supposed to do. Eventually, the internals run at half speed of this right now. And this being 300 RPMs max, that's 150 RPMs inside. And we would like the inside to be running right around 1,000 RPMs. So it is going to be considerably faster, considerably noisier, and hopefully it'll work considerably better. I can get a little bit better look around it. I mean, like I said, I can't show the internals right now. We do have the motor, the speed controller. It is chain drive from both sides. And I can get a little closer. It's going to get loud. I'll get a little closer while it's running. I would have liked to have had a little bit better presentation for everybody. Right now, I'm literally in the midst of changing careers. I'm retiring from one job and moving on to another. And in the process, part of what I was doing with this was in a workshop area at my previous work. So I've got a new small shop set up here, more like a model shop than a lab. And hopefully within the next few weeks, maybe by the next APEC, I'll have something a little better to show everybody.
Hey man, we appreciate the sneak peek ahead of time. It's awesome to see it working. And if I just may ask a question, the force in the orientation that your camera is set up, the force is upwards. Is that correct?
Yes, the force is upward right now.
Okay, you're gonna have to tilt that.
The original designs that I was given were inaccurate at best because the gentleman that invented this originally wanted to keep some of it secret. But the way he had it built was to force upward. So that's where we started. We started with a model that forced upward, and then it's been a long, laborious, and extremely expensive project to try to fill in all the blanks. And we've scrapped a lot of pieces in the process.
Yeah, I've watched some of your older videos too, and kind of gone through and watched through the iterations that you've worked on, how many steps that you've gone to make this system more robust, stable, lower friction, less noise, less vibration. So from what I've just seen now in the video, I mean, unfortunately the video cuts out the sound, so I can't really hear how much it's jittering. That's just
it gets pretty loud. It's too loud to have a normal conversation right next to one another right now.
But what I can't tell is, how much it's really bumping around, but it looks a lot more stable than some of the other designs that you've had. So it looks like you've made significant progress on the totality of the structure and the way that thing works.
Right. So, well, with the other ones, we were maxing them out in the RPM range of right around, 200 RPMs was really pushing it. And the best results we got was 1 pulse per RPM or per revolution. This one works better the faster it runs. And it's also 2 pulses per revolution. And that's 2 pulses per revolution of the internal discs, not the motor. So we're definitely making progress. It's getting more stable. I think once we get it up to speed and put it inside a sound deadening housing, we'll have a nice stable running unit that produces some significant thrust.
That's awesome, man. And we really look forward to your future APEC presentation when you have everything put together and you're pretty confident in your demonstration.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, this has really been awesome. This past year has been really, really cool.
Absolutely agree with you. It's really been a heck of a group effort. The amount of energy that people have poured in their heart and their souls into this, I've just been nothing short of absolutely amazed and astounded at the whole entire thing.
Oh, absolutely. And to have so many people sharing information freely amongst one another, that's almost unheard of. I mean, this is great. This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd like to thank you too. Thank you very much for coming on. It is amazing to have you. So,
Ryan, do you use any mercury in your device?
No, I do not. No mercury. The original unit was made out of aluminum. This one is made out of nothing but steel. There are no aluminum components in it. So the original one was well under the 50-pound mark. This one sits here at almost 200 pounds. So we've made it very robust as much as possible to do as much experimentation without damaging anything. Something comes apart inside this thing. All I want to do is replace internal components. I don't want to be replacing major external components. So that's where we're at with this. And no mercury, no liquids of any kind inside it. I think that's pretty much all I've got for right now.
okay. So what else? Now we have a couple of questions. We have raised hands. Brian,
Sure.
do you want me to do that? I mean, so we've had some good stuff. Let's do that. So let's go to Bernie first. Bernie, what you got? Okay, Bernie disappeared. Okay,
come on.
Phil, what you got, sir?
Hey, yeah, and nice to see you guys having a good party over there. So that's not a question. That's more. I just wanted to say that I've got my experiment too. I will test and I'll create a video and I'll share it with you, obviously, if it works. But I'm pretty confident it's going to work, and I'll let you guys know more in a few weeks. It's very simple and pretty confident. So let's see what happens.
Awesome.
We're all anxious to see it. I can speak for everybody there.
Yeah, thanks, and good luck on your end also.
Thank you very much.
Well, so does anybody else have an ad hoc presentation? Do we have any more demos this evening? Does anybody else have something they want to present?